Kara, do you have any news for us today?
Yes, I do. So, a pilot captured video of a cigar-shaped UFO flying over Zion National Park at an altitude of 40,000 feet. MUFON has designated this occurrence as a, quote, case of interest, a designation only given to events that have a high likelihood of being truly anomalous. The craft didn't exhibit any anomalous behavior in the video, but the high altitude rules out that it could be a simple drone. Some commenters believe that it was simply another aircraft, seen at a distance and from an awkward angle, although one would think the existence of airplane transponders would make identification simple in that case. In light of the Wuhan coronavirus, which has now killed more people in China than SARS, a top World Health Organization official warned that the world is dangerously unprepared to fight pandemics, with funding for outbreak prevention grossly inadequate in almost every member country. There are currently 195 Americans in mandatory quarantine due to the coronavirus and more than 360 Chinese citizens. Finally, Betelgeuse, the most famous star in the constellation Orion, has been dimming lately, and scientists don't know why. This could be a sign that the red giant is heading towards supernova, which could happen tomorrow or in 100,000 years. Chances are we won't live to see it, but if we do, it wouldn't be the first time a famous star disappeared. In ancient times, the night sky is known to have looked different from today, with a different North Star and some slightly changed constellations. In 1604, a supernova was observed for several weeks, shining brighter than almost everything else in the night sky. Back to you, Chauncey.
All right. That first one, the cigar-shaped UFOs, I find, I don't know, cigar-shaped in general, when that foreign body from a different solar system came passing through from the top just about a year ago, its shape automatically assumed for me extraterrestrial. Anything that flies without wings for me is possibly extraterrestrial.
Well, what about helicopters?
They kind of got wings. They got the spinny thing. I mean, without any sort of obvious wind.
No, I know what you mean.
Situation.
To be fair, when I watched the video, it looked to me like it could be another aircraft. Because, if you see an aircraft from a distance, in a side-on view, you don't see the wing jutting out. You basically just see a tube, because that's kind of what the airplane is. It's a tube with wings. The thing that makes that seem weird to me is that airplanes, like I said, have transponders so that they're sending out code so that people know, oh, hey, that's an airplane. Maybe it was deactivated for some weird reason. Maybe it was some secret military aircraft. Or maybe it was a cigar-shaped UFO. It looked a lot like sort of the Tic Tac sighting.
Well, as my wife likes to remind me, an airplane is more than just a cigar-shaped object with wings. It's also full of souls that have no control over their own destinies for the remainder of the flight. And then I'm glad you pointed out that coronavirus has affected more people than SARS at this point, because I have been wondering if this is...
Yeah, how does this compare to earlier...
Yeah, is it hype? We know that our media system is just kind of hyping us and enjoying involvement in the clicks, So I'm wondering how much of this is hype.
As far as I can understand, and I've read a lot about this, it is hype, frankly. But that doesn't mean there isn't something there. Like, literally everything that is in the news is hype, because the news apparatus blows things out of proportion just, as a matter of course. You can, basically any story you read is presented as 50% more interesting than it actually is.
Sure, it's the nature of the beast.
But it's still kind of a big deal. I mean, it's killed a lot of people, and this is with our best preventive efforts. I imagine, a year will go by and everyone will have forgotten this has happened, except obviously the people who lost loved ones. But I think it kind of underscores how easy it would be for a really deadly virus that is infectious to the same degree to spread.
Well, that first year that the swine flu was going around.
Mm-hmm.
You remember this?
Yeah.
My wife and daughter got the swine flu.
Oh, really?
And they were actually up in bed for like 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. They were all kinds of messed up. But at no point was it like a near-death situation.
Right. I don't know that the mortality rate is that high, but there was an Ebola scare a few years ago, and Ebola will kill you, man.
Right. Oh, yeah. It'll kill everybody.
It's just not as infectious, because as far as I know, it's not airborne. It transmits through fluids, but it only takes one airborne deadly virus like septicemic plague in the 15th century to kill a lot of people if an outbreak of something like that appeared.
Might not have been airborne. That plague they thought might not have been airborne, that it was transferred by fleas, right?
No, I know, but there are varieties of the Black Death that are airborne. It can. There are various varieties. It can present as something that gets into your lungs, and then you cough up
diseases are just
parasite
terrifying.
Or whatever. Diseases are terrifying.
That's just the whole. It just makes me think of body horror. It makes me think of just all sorts of things that make me uncomfortable. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And then okay, so if Beetlejuice blows up, let's see, we got this break coming up. So if Beetlejuice blows up, are we going to get killed? No, it's not that close. Not. We're just going to see the light.
It's not that close, but it will be pretty bizarre for a little while. There are some stars that are nearby that are thought to be on the verge of supernova that would be visible during the day if they were to go supernova. As far as I know, there are other stars that if they were to go supernova would kill us instantly.
Awesome. Kind of. Kind of. Are there stars close enough that would kill us? Is that what you just said?
I think so. I didn't actually research that particular point for this.
I don't blame you. Who wants to really know?
It's not really... The thing is, though, gamma ray bursts,
right?
Those are basically a beam that's sent out by a star. They're basically the highest energy events in the universe. And that beam is so thin we can't necessarily see it from a distance. So if a rotating star just happened to rotate the beam so that it intersects with planet Earth, our atmosphere would just ionize to nothing immediately, and we would never see it coming. And that could happen at literally any time. So,
but the odds of that are truly astronomically low.
Literally astronomically low, yes.
We're coming up on break here, Kara, and tonight's guest is Ryan Gable. So if you're out there listening, stick around. You don't want to miss out on that. We're talking about, artificial intelligence and basically its effect on our future.